No more fighting between motherland and childland. United families, not divided nations. By Natarajeshwaran, author and independent thinker. Introduction. Across the world, we see nations that once shared history, culture, language, and blood now standing on opposite sides of conflict. When families turn into enemies, the wounds are deeper and more painful than any territorial dispute. War between motherland and childland is not a sign of strength, it is a heartbreaking failure of understanding, patience, and unity. Such conflicts are not merely about land or borders. They represent a collapse of human connection, where shared heritage is forgotten and generations are pushed into cycles of fear and loss. The real cost of conflict. In every war, there are no real winners, only survivors. Children lose their parents, parents lose their children, and entire generations carry scars that never heal. Economic destruction, displacement, fear, and emotional trauma become the permanent legacy of violence. People do not want war, leaders decide war. Ordinary citizens seek peace, prosperity, education, and opportunity. Yet millions are forced to flee their homes, stand on battlefields, or sacrifice their lives for political decisions taken far above them. What often begins with a few tragic deaths soon grows into the loss of lakhs of lives once war fully erupts. Lessons from history. Many divided nations continue to suffer because of unresolved family conflicts. India and Pakistan. North and South Korea. Russia and Ukraine. China and Taiwan. These are not separate civilizations, they are branches of the same cultural tree. Brothers are taught to hate brothers. Neighbors become enemies. Loss on either side is ultimately the loss of one shared family. But history also offers hope. The example of Germany. Germany once stood divided into East Germany and West Germany, separated by ideology and the Berlin Wall. Many believed reunification was impossible. Yet in 1990, the wall fell not through bullets or bombs, but through patience, courage, dialogue, and the collective will of the people. Today, a unified Germany stands stronger, economically stable, and respected globally. This historic reunion proves a powerful truth. Unity can achieve what war never will. External interests and political manipulation. In many motherland, childland conflicts, the true drivers are not ordinary people. External countries or political interests often benefit from division and prolonged instability, sometimes promoting hostility under the name of security, protection, or welfare. A divided nation is easier to influence than a united one. When internal trust breaks down, external interests gain political, strategic, or economic advantage while citizens bear the cost. The arms trade and profiting from bloodshed. Another harsh reality is the global arms trade. In several conflicts, weapons are sold to both sides, ensuring that violence continues regardless of human suffering. People end up killing people using weapons supplied in the name of defense and peace. When war becomes profitable, peace is delayed. This raises a painful moral question: who truly benefits when families are pushed into endless conflict? Mercenaries and paid provocation. Modern wars are not always spontaneous. Mercenaries and paid fighters are sometimes used to provoke violence and accelerate conflict. A few targeted killings or violent incidents can ignite fear, retaliation, and large-scale war. Such conflicts are manufactured by money, not by the will of the people. Accountability disappears, but suffering multiplies rapidly on both sides. Media, social media, and narrative warfare. Wars today are also fought through information. When media and social media are influenced by harmful interests, narratives become weapons. Selective reporting, emotional manipulation, and repeated provocation can inflame anger and silence voices of peace. False or exaggerated stories often spread faster than truth, making reconciliation harder. When hatred dominates communication, societies begin to accept violence as normal, one of the most dangerous outcomes of modern conflict. The power of patience and the choice of growth. History teaches us a critical lesson: wars rarely start with large numbers, but they always end with massive loss. A few hundred deaths, if met with anger instead of patience, can escalate into the deaths of lakhs. Patience is not weakness, it is wisdom. Nations must choose growth over grief, development over destruction, and dialogue over violence. Schools, hospitals, industries, and innovation build the future. War only builds graveyards. A peaceful path toward reuniting motherland and childland. Reunion cannot be forced through war. Lasting unity is achieved through trust, growth, and time. First, the motherland must grow rapidly and inclusively, becoming stable, prosperous, and confident. Second, it should support the childland through trade, education, cultural exchange, and humanitarian cooperation without dominance or pressure. Third, it must win hearts before changing borders. Emotional connection must come before political integration. Only then can meaningful peace talks begin. This process may take decades, but patient unity lasts longer than forced control. Germany's reunification stands as proof that time and trust succeed where violence fails. Conclusion. Let us raise a voice for peace. Let us choose patience over provocation and growth over war. The world needs bridges, not borders, cooperation, not conflict, love, not loss. No more fighting between motherland and childland.